On March 3rd of 2002, the European Indoor Track and Field Championships took place in Wien, Austria. This was one of the premier events for many of the world's best athletes during the early months of the season. However, in the women's 800 meters, something very special took place. For this race, it was a battle between two greats, all the way from the gun to the tape, as Jolanda Cheplak and Stephanie Graf separated from this field almost immediately. Through the opening 400-meter split, Cheplak was in the lead with a strong opening 400 time of 57.34 seconds. But right behind her, matching her every stride, was Stephanie Graf. This 1-2 formation remained the status quo for the vast majority of this race. But then, with about 150 meters remaining, Graf swung wide and actually passed Cheplak. And whenever a move like this goes down, it is almost a certainty that the athlete who moved to the lead will take the win. However, for this race, something amazing happened, as Cheplak actually passed her back on the home stretch, finishing first in a new world record time of 1:55.82, taking down Graf by just 0.03 seconds. This 800 has since gone down in history as one of the best world record races ever. It was an honest tempo right from the gun, it was a fight all the way to the finish, and to this day, this world record still stands some 24 years later. Ever since this one race, no other female athlete has ever gone under 156 indoors, and quite frankly, nobody else has even gotten close. Well, that was until Keely Hodgkinson from Great Britain showed up, because just a few days ago, Hodgkinson took to the track in the UK British Championships in Birmingham, and despite having no competition, and despite this only being her season opener, she achieved a time of 1:56.33, falling only half a second short of the world record for the season opener. Hodgkinson looked incredibly strong for this 800. She took the lead right away, she held a steady tempo from gun to tape, and if there was more competition, she might have been able to break the record. This performance left many people thinking that she is very much in world record shape, and for her next competition, she just might have what it takes to break this 24-year-old record. And that brings us to today, because at the 2026 hauts-de-France meeting in Liévin, France, Hodgkinson is officially lining up for a real and true world record attempt. And the reason that we know this is a world record attempt is because, well, she's outright stated that. Now, in terms of hitting the current record, she will need to average 400-meter splits of 57.91 seconds or faster, which is certainly quick. But if we take a look at the starting list here, we see something quite interesting, and that's that according to this page, the pace setter is set to go through the opening 400 in approximately 55.8 seconds. This is a very quick opening tempo for an 800, but for Hodgkinson, it just might be what she needs. And if she can achieve this opening 400 in 55.8, all she needs to do for the final four is a 60-second quarter. So the question now is, does she have what it takes to officially break the indoor 800 world record? Let's head to the track to find out. After a fair start, Keely Hodgkinson on the outside got off to a red-hot tempo, and through the opening 200, she split a time of around 27 seconds. Now, the pace setter was supposed to go through the opening 400 in 55.8. However, with a split time of 55.56, she went through just barely faster, with Hodgkinson right around 55.8. This put Hodgkinson well ahead of the previous world record of Jolanda Cheplak, and with another sub-30-second 200 into the 600 split as she hit a time of 1:25.06, she was now more than a second ahead of the previous world record. All she needed to run over the final 200 was a time of about 30.8 to get that record. And over this final 200, she strided away from everyone, and she absolutely smashed the previous record by almost a second, achieving a time of 1:54.88. This now makes Hodgkinson the only female athlete in history to dip under 1:55 for the 800 meters indoors. And just like her previous time, she pretty much ran this solo. I mean, she did have the help of the pacer over the opening 200, over the opening 400, but the final 400 was entirely Keely Hodgkinson. Thanks for watching, everyone. Until next time.